All of the Ultra Beasts are coming into Pokemon Go this weekend for Go Fest Global, which means you're going to be able to encounter every single Ultra Beast locally. You do not have to remote raid for it, you don't have to wait for it, you don't have to do anything more than just be at your place. So today we're going to go over the top counters, the 100% IVs, and then on Sunday we're going to cover the Dusk main and the Dawn Wings counter guides to make sure that you can capitalize on the fusion energy in Pokemon Go. So welcome to the Trainer Club, here we go! What is going to be your favorite part of this weekend? Are you guys going for shinies? Are you going for raids? Because in this video, it's all about raids. If you want to talk about the shinies, the spawns, and everything like that on Saturday, please check it out up here, because here's going to be the breakdown. So on Friday, you can get every single Ultra Beast like we talked about. You can get Guzzlord, you can get Nihilego, you can get Necrozma. Yes, regular Necrozma you can get on day 1. Day 2 is going to be the fusions, which will give you the solar and the lunar energy. You can get Kartana, you get Celesteela, which I need the shiny of, so I will be doing that. I also do not have the Pheromosa, which I need the shiny, and the Xurkitree. You can also get the Buzzwole as well. Let's not forget about the Blacephalon as well as the Stakataka. But remember, those ones do not have shinies, so would I go after those guys a lot? Probably not, but hey, do what you do, get what you get, and let's get into it. And if you guys do want my raid graphic, it looks amazing. I love it. You can put it as your phone wallpaper. Get it on the Trainer Club with 2Bs on Twitter. That's going to be where you find it. And if you guys do want more raid battles for this weekend, because just as a reminder, there's going to be no cap to the remote raid limit. You can go out there and do as many as you possibly can, as many as you want this entire weekend, basically from midday Friday all the way until Sunday if you were in the US, and populate that accordingly. If you were in Japan and other places, you can go from basically Saturday all the way until mid-Monday, guys. So please make sure to capitalize on these, and the raid Discord is going to be popping, and you can even jump on there, raid with me and my crew and all of our friends. Even after Go Fest, this is when it's the best, because yes, you may be too busy during Go Fest, but once your Go Fest ends, somebody somewhere is playing Go Fest, so you can raid for there too. So let's start off with the Guzzlord. So Guzzlord is going to be a dark and a dragon type Pokemon, which makes it double weak. That's going to be double weak to fairy. It's going to be single weak to dragon and single weak to bug fighting as well as ice. This Pokemon is going to be a 1650 at level 50 and 2062 in weather conditions of foggy as well as windy. The top counters are going to be Mega Gardevoir. You can have Enamorus, Shadow Gardevoir, Shadow Granbull, Xerneas, Mega Rayquaza, Mega Alakazam, double fairy on regular Gardevoir, Tapu Koko, another budget counter which is going to be the Togekiss, and finally Tapu Lele. And if you do want megas for this Pokemon, you can use the Mega Rayquaza, which will cover this one. It will also cover all windy conditions, which is going to be Psychic, which will also include the Necrozma if it's something that you want to include there, for sure. So let's get into the Nihilego. Everything you need to know, let's check it out. Starting off with the Nihilego. This one is going to be a rock and a poison type Pokemon. It's actually going to be double weak to ground. Almost all these Pokemon that we're going to cover are going to have double weaknesses, which is going to make it easier for us to take down. The 100% IVs will be 2256 or 2821 at level 25 under the 2 conditions, which are partly cloudy weather as well as cloudy weather. And the top counters for the Nihilego will include Primal Groudon with Mudshot and Precipice Blades, as well as the Shadow Groudon. If you are looking for some other Pokemon, Shadow Excadrill, Shadow Garchomp, and then you can have the Excadrill, which is a great budget counter with Mud Slap and Scorching Sands. Which then leads us into Kartana, one of my favorite of the Ultra Beasts and extremely strong, under-assuming Pokemon. Let's check it out. Kartana is going to be a Steel and a Grass type Pokemon, making it double weak to fire. And the 100% IV under all the conditions but 2, it's going to be 2101, or in sunny weather or in snowy weather, it's going to be 2626 at level 25. The top counters for Kartana is going to be Mega Charizard in spot 1, Mega Blaziken in spot 2, Reshiram with Fire Fang and Fusion Flare in spot 3. Then you have a couple Shadow Pokemon with the Darmanitan and the Chandelure. Then if you look down, you can see the Heatran and the Blacephalon. And if you guys do want some budget counters, please make sure to use a Darmanitan. You could use Charizard, Blaziken, or more. And then onto the Celesteela, the counterpart out right now, but not quite as effective, but the shiny is still there. We need that. Let's find out. And the weakness for the Celesteela is going to be electric as well as fire, so only 2 weaknesses here because of its typing. 100% IV is going to be 1772, and then weather boosted in snowy weather as well as windy weather at 2216 at level 25. And the top counters are going to be the Mega Charizard, Mega Blaziken in spot number 2, and then we are going to have the Reshiram with Fire Fang and Fusion Flare in spot number 3. As far as a budget counter, we have Thundershock and Wild Charge on the Shadow Electivire. You could also use the regular Electivire. There's the Therian form Thundurus. You have Xurkitree and other counters here as well. And the 2 non-shiny Pokemon, which is going to be Blacephalon. Let's find out the counters. And then we have the Blacephalon. That's going to be Ghost as well as Fire. So it's going to be weak to Dark, Ghost, ground, rock, as well as water. And the 100% IV is going to be 1884 or weather boosted in foggy weather or sunny weather to 2355. For the Blacephalon top spots are going to be Primal Kyogre and Primal Groudon in spot 1 and 2. Then you have the Shadow Tyranitar in spot number 4. And if you guys do want a budget counter here, you can use the regular Tyranitar, you could use the Garchomp, you could use the Rhyperior, or the Swampert. And on to the Stakataka. Stakataka also does not have a shiny out. The only two Ultra Beasts that do not have the shiny, let's check out the counters. Stakataka is going to be Rock and Steel. It's going to be double weak to fire and ground and single weak to water. The 100% IVs are going to be 1882, or it's going to be boosted in partly cloudy weather or snowy weather to 2353 at level 25. And to take down the Stakataka, we have the Primal Groudon with Mudshot and Precipice Blades. The Shadow Groudon, we have the Mega Heracross with Counter Close Combat. Then we're going to have the Mega Garchomp with Mudshot and Earth Power, followed by Mega Blaziken. And then we have the Double Kick and the Sacred Sword on the regular Terrakion. And Mudslap and Scorching Sands on the Shadow Excadrill. And guys, just a reminder, you can use the regular Excadrill as well as the Dynamic Punch and Counter on the Machamp, which you can also use the regular one. As well as Shadow Gardevoir, and you can also once again use the regular ones. There is Keldeo as well as the Therian form of the Landorus, which then leads to the brand new shiny trio that has been released for this Go Fest. We do have the Buzzwole. Buzzwole's counters will be, Buzzwole is going to be a fighting and a bug type Pokemon. This one is going to be double weak to flying, making it extremely vulnerable. The 100% IVs will be 1977 or 2472 weather boosted under rainy weather or cloudy weather. For the Buzzwole, obviously we have the Mega Rayquaza and the Shadow Rayquaza in 1 and 2 with Air Slash and Dragon Ascent. Then you have the regular Rayquaza in spot number 3. You have a couple of Shadow Pokemon sitting in here. And if you do want some budget counters, you can use a regular Salamence, which would be Fire Fang and Fly. And then into the Pheromosa, we did do quite a bit of raids for those. Did not get the shiny. I'm not really convinced that I'm gonna do it for the shiny, but let's find them out anyway. Which then leads us into the Pheromosa counters. This one is going to be double weak to flying, single weak to fairy, fire, as well as psychic. The 100% IVs will be 1624 or boosted in cloudy weather as well as rainy weather to level 25 at 2030. Air Slash and Dragon Ascent Mega Rayquaza number 1, Air Slash, Dragon Ascent in counter spot number 2 for Shadow Rayquaza, and regular Rayquaza in spot number 3. Wing Attack, Sky Attack on the Shadow Moltres, followed by the Fire Fang and Fly on the Shadow Salamence. And just as a reminder, guys, you can use the regular Salamence as well as a counter here. Then we have the Mega Salamence, we have the Enamorus, we have Mega Pidgeot, Yveltal, as well as regular Moltres here. And finally, one of my favorite Pokemon of all of them is going to be Xurkitree. Extremely powerful electric type attacker, great looking shiny. We need to find out the counters. And then finally, Xurkitree. This one is going to be a ground weakness Pokemon because it is only an electric typing. The 100% IVs will be 2249 under every condition but rainy weather, which is going to boost it all the way to level 25 at 2812. And yes, the shiny is out. It does go from the black into the blue. Man, this shiny is fantastic. I hope to be able to get this one. We are definitely going to be doing some remote raids together on live stream, so I can't wait to see you guys out there. As far as the top counters, we're going to have the Primal Groudon in spot number 1 with Mudshot and Precipice Blades, the Shadow in spot number 2, Shadow Excadrill in spot number 3. Then we are going to be getting the Mega Garchomp in spot 4, the Shadow Garchomp in spot 5, and the Shadow Mamoswine with High Horsepower in spot number 6. In spot 7, we're going to get the Landorus in the Therian form. In spot 8, we are going to be getting the Groudon. And in spot 9, 10, and 11, we have the Excadrill, the Mamoswine, and the Garchomp, and those are all going to be the regular budget counters there, which then is going to lead us into the Necrozma in the regular form. So this is all Saturday right here after we go for this one. Then we're going to go on to Sunday in a second. So the Necrozma is going to be Psychic. It's going to be weak to Dark, Bug, as well as Ghost. So there you have it for that Pokemon. The 100% IVs will be 2104 at level 20, or in weather boosting conditions, 2630 in windy weather. Remember, if you are going to go after this Pokemon, you want the XL Candy for it. Anything with a Psychic type combination or the Mega Rayquaza for Mega level 3 will work for you. And then match the other typings that will match either your catching or your other Ultra Beasts that you are going to be looking for some things for. So please make sure to go after it. You could do Mega Gardevoir. I do really like the Mega Rayquaza. That one is great because it covers 3 conditions. Or the other one that I look out is going to be the Medicham, because that will cover fighting. So that's going to cover Buzzwole, Pheromosa, as well as the Necrozma. So that one does work out there. As far as the top counters for this Pokemon, we're looking at the Dawn Wing Necrozma. We're looking at the Mega Tyranitar. Shadow Tyranitar as a semi-budget counter. When I say semi, I mean that it still costs a lot of Stardust to get this, but it is very effective, and it doesn't require premium XL candy. We get Mega Bayonet coming in next, Mega Gengar, Mega Houndoom, Shadow Chandelure, and then we're going to get a budget counter of the regular Tyranitar, which is very, very great to include in in this party. And then another budget counter, which is going to be Hydreigon in spot number 12. All right, guys, so that wraps it up for day number 1. This is all about just catching the legendaries, getting your XL candy, and getting the shinies. Okay, so that's day number 1, even Pokemon that you might not have, which then is going to lead us into day 2. Day 2 looks different. So day 2, from my understanding, is it's going to be all of the Dawn Wing and the Dusk main Necrozma populating the raids. So when you defeat both of this Dawn Wing and Dusk main, you will be able to get the fusion energy. So you're going to start stacking up similar to as you do with the Mega Energy, or I guess you could call it the Primal Energy as well, and you're going to be able to fuse these Pokemon. Once you fuse it, you don't need to unfuse it. What will happen with the fusion is that the fusion will take the stats of the Necrozma that you have. So the Necrozma is the most important. The other one, I would just fuse with a crappy version of whichever one that you got, right? So if it's the Lunala, the Solgaleo, you can fuse it. If you have a Necrozma with a new background, and then you have a new background for the Lunala or the Solgaleo, there's a chance that you may only be able to pick one. So choose which one you like the most and do that. And then you fuse them. If they both have the new backgrounds, not from GoFest, the location cards, the special cards, when you fuse them, they will have a unique background that's cool. There's also going to be some special adventure effects going on with these Pokemon as well. So something that you are going to consider doing. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. I cannot wait to get into these. The adventure effects, not quite as effective as Palkia and Dialga in their origin forms, but still pretty cool. So the Dusk main is going to be a Psychic and Steel type. It's going to be weak, only single weakness to Dark, Fire, Ghost, as well as Ground. When you catch both of these Pokemon, the 100% IVs will be the Necrozma. You will not catch them in their fused form. But just as a reminder, guys, you want to take these Pokemon down as fast as possible to get the most fusion energy if it works as it does for the Mega and the Primals. According to Pokebattler, it's going to be 2.17 level 40 trainered Pokemon. So guys, I would highly suggest that you guys are going in there with a lot of people to get the most fusion energy if it works as it does. The top counters are going to be Primal Groudon. We have the Mega Charizard, Mega Tyranitar, Mega Garchomp, Mega Blaziken, and man, that Dawn Wing Necrozma is coming in right again with double ghost moves. And some budget counters for you guys if you don't use the Shadow Pokemon here would be the Tyranitar, you could have the Excadrill, you could also have the Garchomp in there. So please make sure to catch as many of these as you can, and then that leads us into the Dawn Wing Necrozma. Slightly different typing. This one is going to be a Ghost and a Psychic, which does make it double weak to Dark and double weak to Ghost, so you are right there. This one's going to be easier to take down with its double weakness at 1.44 trainers, and the top counters are going to be obviously Dark and Ghost. So we have Mega Tyranitar and Shadow Tyranitar in spot 1 and 2, Dawnwing and Houndoom in spot 3 and 4, Mega Gengar and Mega Banette. Then we have the Hydreigon and the Tyranitar as budget counters in 7 and 8. Then we have Mega Gyarados, Mega Absol, and Darkrai. And for this day, I would really focus on having a Psychic type Pokemon out there. And unfortunately, there's not really typings that match up here, so I would just go with the Mega Medicham, or you could also use the Rayquaza that will help out in the Mega form. So that's gonna do it, guys. Thank you for being here. Good luck out there. I hope you guys all get hundos, shundos, and everything during GoFest. You're amazing. Hope to see you guys in the Discord, maybe on my friends list as well. To all of my likers, commenters, subscribers, Patreon members, everybody takes your support, subscription, participation to XL. I'm gonna see you guys out on the next video. Peace.
I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.